How's it going, everyone? Welcome to DoublePebble, and in today's video I am going to be talking about squad building. This is a very basic guide for newcomers. For the old birds, right, you most likely know all the nooks and crannies regarding squad building, so you can skip this video. But for those who are just joining us from FO3, you might be a little bit confused about squad building in FO4, alright? Now, the most common question that I get from new player is, what is FP? Okay, now I'm not exactly sure whether it really stands for fair play points or something like that. So someone said that this is actually called a fair play point, and the reason for this implementation is because of fairness in ranking. So basically everyone has to work with a salary or FP limit of 170, and every single player have an FP cost. Okay, so if you look at, for example, I go to my 1v1 formation. Okay, so this is my 1v1 formation. For example, R9, his FP requirement is 19, which means that he takes up 19 of the 170. Alright, and then for example, team of the year Messi, because he's like special team of the year so his FP requirement is 21. Okay, so on and so forth, which means that if you want to use 11 all-star players, you can only play friendly mode. But if you are serious about ranking, okay, you need to adhere by this FP requirement. Now, new players might be confused about how to fully maximize the benefits or maximize the FP limit, and I am here to give you a guide, or at least what we in my community in Discord think is the best way of utilizing it. Of course, what we want to focus on is your attack. So attack is somewhere that you cannot save one. So if you use a weak player like a 13 FP player, obviously there is drawback to him one. So for me, I feel that in attack, I want to go all out. Okay, use as good a player as I can buy or as I can afford, and then we'll build downwards. For example, most people will be able to buy R9, NHD R9, okay, and his FP requirement is 20. Okay, for me, R9 cannot save one, have to use one, so this 20 have to give. Likewise, I would like somebody like Henry in my team. Okay, at least the NHD Henry, and that is 18 FP, and again that is cannot save one. And then another player that I really like to use is perhaps Mbappe. Alright, maybe a TT Mbappe, 17 FP. Okay, so I will never save on my front line. I will go all out on my front line, my front three. Okay, and then in midfield, same thing, I don't save. Alright, I go for the big three normally, Vieira, Petit and Gullit. Obviously, NHD Gullit is, I think, 20 FP, which means that he's more expensive. That's why the TT one is very in demand, because the FP of the TT Gullit is 18. Okay, so not only is the stats better, the FP requirement is also lower, which makes him highly desirable. Okay, so Gullit, and then normally I'll have Petit right here and Vieira here. Of course, now I can afford team of the year, so I put them in right here. Next, defense. Now defense is where you can start to save a little bit. Okay, and I mean fullbacks. Generally, you can save on fullbacks. Center backs, I would suggest using as good as possible, because center backs are pretty important in this game. Most people attack in the central position. Okay, so in terms of real saving, right, I personally would suggest a keeper. Okay, use as low FP a keeper as possible, and your two fullbacks. IMO, these three positions are not very critical in the team. Alright, the most popular right back in the game is of course Mbabu. Now Mbabu is highly popular, very expensive, as you guys can see. Nobody will sell him one. He's very in demand, and it is because of his high pace. Okay, these two are his pace. He's got high pace and decent strength. I'm not exactly sure which one is the strength stats but I know he's got decent strength, and he's got good height as well and a good weight. Basically makes him very tanky in the right back position. So almost everyone is using Mbabu. I personally is using a +5 Mbabu. Alright, a +5 Mbabu, now super cheap, 5 million, nobody will buy one. Normally, the price will slowly rise to about 60-70 million for a +5, and that is when people will start to sell. Alright, so right back, the best possible player that you can get is Mbabu. And in left back, there's actually two options. The first option is a highly popular player called Jordan Lukaku, younger brother of Romelu. As you guys can see, a lot of people are selling. I personally have a +6 and I use him from time to time if I really need to save on my FP. Okay, again, Lukaku is very in demand because of his high pace and his high strength. I'm not sure where the strength is, somewhere there. But he's got a large body, which you can't see here. I think maybe this word is large. Basically, he's got a large body, which makes him very tanky as well. So in my opinion, your fullback just have to have two things: strength and pace. So for left back, there's another option, which is in fact even better than Lukaku, because his FP is even lower, and that's Theo Hernandez. This guy, Theo Hernandez. Reason is because he's only got 6 FP, which is 1 lower than Lukaku, which means that you save 1 more FP and every single FP counts. And he is relatively fast as well. In fact, I think he's faster than Lukaku. Alright, so I would suggest you to buy him. Alright, and he's got decent strength, if I'm not wrong. So +5 is about 27 million. I would strongly suggest using him. Next, we talk about goalkeeper. Some people like to use like very good goalkeeper. Like in my opinion, the best goalkeeper in the Thai server is Peter Schmeichel. In the Korean server, if I'm not wrong, is Oliver Kahn. But anyway, Schmeichel, his FP requirements is 15. Or if let's say for some very crazy and ambitious player, whom I have one in my Discord, he likes to use De Gea. Okay, and he swears by De Gea. In fact, the most expensive one, the team of the year, De Gea. Okay, 17 FP. Basically, having a superstar goalkeeper means that you need to sacrifice somewhere. Maybe your midfield or striker. I personally think that goalkeeper all about the same one. If you suck in this game, you will concede whether you have a De Gea +10 or +20. You will still concede one. If you are good at this game, a serviceable goalkeeper is good enough. More or less the same. That's what I feel. So, the most highly recommended goalkeeper is Nick Pope. He is crazy tall, 2 meters. And he only has 5 FP, basically making him the lowest FP player in the game. So 5 is the lowest. 2 meters, 5 FP, you can't ask for more already. So most people are using him, and again, you can see that his price is quite high. I am using a +5, but I should probably go to +6 already lah. So Nick Pope. So if you think about it, right, this 3 position can save you a lot of FP, and that is why you can really use your superstars in the rest of the position. And don't forget the center back. Center back is very important. If you want to use icons, so icons are super expensive and also very costly in terms of FP. For example, Johan Cruyff, his FP requirement is 26, which means that again you need to cut somewhere lah. And one of the best center back option that you guys can use is NHD Rio Ferdinand Upgrader. This guy is very fast. Of course, his defensive stats is not as good as the other versions or other defenders, but if you upgrade him to say a +6, right, which is roughly 100 million or 85 million right now, he is blindingly fast. 92-94 pace, very fast, almost on par with the team of the years already in terms of pace. So he is one of the better options, and his FP requirements is only 15. So that saves you another 2 FP. So basically, to wrap up this video, right, I'm not sure how long it is already, probably it's quite lengthy. I would suggest saving on the 2 fullbacks position, okay, and the goalkeeper. The rest, you cannot save one. Strikers, confirm get as good as you can. If you can get team of the year CR, go for it. If you can get icons, go for it. Midfield, cannot save one, very important also. Center backs, cannot save. This is the place that you can save, but if you really still must save some more after you use the lowest possible for this 3 position, save out on your center back. Use the NHD Rio Ferdinand upgraded, use a TB Costas Manolas upgraded, and you should be good to go. Okay, and that is all I have for this basic squad building guide. Hope you guys find this helpful, especially the newer players. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy my FO4 guide videos, and of course don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our Facebook and Discord as well. The links are all in the description box, and I'll see you next time.